Hi everyone, it's Miriam, and today we're going to do a dirty pour. I've been playing with a few combinations of paint, silicone, glue, mediums, etc., trying to come up with a mix that works well for me, and I've settled on one using Floetrol. It's an additive that's used in house paint to improve the flow, and you can find it in any of the big box hardware stores. This quart's about $7. The gallon is about $15, which is a really good deal. I use 2 parts paint, 3 parts Floetrol, and 1 part water. Now, depending on the thickness of the paint that I use, I may use more water, less water. And then after mixing all that up, I add a couple of drops of silicone. Now, I don't use any of the spray silicones. I use this because this is virtually odor free and it's so convenient because it's got this lovely little easy applicator tip, which is great for counting our drops the way we do. This bottle is about $4 at any of the big box hardware stores, and it'll last forever. Now, as far as paint goes, use whatever your budget allows. Obviously, if you're going to sell your work, use the higher quality paints if you can. But for today's pour, I'm just going to use inexpensive craft paints to show you that you don't need to spend a lot of money to make something really beautiful. Alrighty, in the interest of time, I've gone ahead and mixed my paints off camera so that not to bore you with the mixing. But if you'd like to see a video with me mixing paint, let me know and I'd be happy to do one of those. Like I said, I'm just using inexpensive crafter's paint. So for this, I just used Deco Art paints and Delta paints. The only difference is this purple, I went with a metallic, just for fun. So this is also a Delta color. It's an old bottle that I had lying around, so I thought I'd throw that in. Keep in mind that the Floetrol is a white liquid. This stuff is a heavy white liquid. So when you add it, it makes your paints originally look a little bit more pastel than they might ordinarily be. So when they dry, they'll dry a little bit darker than you see them in the cup. Not much, but a little. And then in each cup, I've added a couple of drops of silicone. And I kind of wing it. I don't really have a formula for that. I kind of look at the cup and think, okay, so for each of these, I filled the little container about halfway. So in some cups, I put 2 drops. In some cups, I might have put 3 or 4. And some of them, I might put 5. Not much more than that. And sometimes I purposefully don't put the same amount in each cup because I kind of have a thought that maybe the fact that they are all different, they'll kind of react differently and the cells will be different as a result. May or may not be true. Not sure, but I kind of wing it, like I said. And I am going to mix about 2 ounces of paint. I think that should be enough to cover this 5x7 little wooden plaque that I've already primed with white gesso. So let's start mixing paint. In terms of color order, I don't really have one. I kind of wing that too. So I'm going to start with a little bit of blue, followed by some white, some purple, a little bit of green, pink, a little bit of white again, blue. I always prefer to have more paint than not enough, because I hate when you flip it and there isn't enough to get it all the way over to the edges. That is probably enough. but what the heck, let's go for broke. Alrighty, that is about 2 ounces of paint. And now all I'm going to do is take a longer stick, and you don't want to mix your paint. I just kind of do like a little bit of stirring. That's it. And leave the extra over here. It'll get covered up anyway, just so as not to waste paint. And then gonna flip the cup. So gonna put the cup here, flip it over, and I'm gonna let it sit for a couple of minutes and then lift it up. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes, and that's given the paint the time to sort of fall down further down the cup. And now for the big reveal. And I try not to let the drips fall in the middle. I try to bring them over to the corner so that I don't ruin the natural pattern that was starting to form. And let us see what we're gonna get. So far, it's pretty. I'm trying to think of what I want to keep. I find that if I add a little paint to the edge, it encourages it to run over the edge. So pretty. Okay, the edges are all done. Let it run this way a little bit. I love the metallic purple. That is so cool. It has a really nice look to it. It really gives it an extra dimension. I almost don't even want to torch it, but for the interest of the video, I will, just so that you can see what that might do. Kind of wiping my hands a little bit. Maybe a little bit here, not a ton. I don't want to go crazy. A little there. Maybe a little, ooh. Wow. see in the purple. And then in the green. I think I'm going to stop there because I don't want it to be kooky, crazy busy. But I am really happy with that. I hope you think it's pretty cool too. Taking you down now for a bit of a close-up. And it's been my experience that this will dry pretty much just the way it looks right now. I haven't had, I mean, there might be a couple of cells that develop here or there that aren't there now, but in terms of definition of the cells, I haven't had any loss of that at all. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope I helped. If any of you are struggling getting cells, this mix has worked really, really well for me. And like I said, for this, I just used cheap craft paint, nothing special. And I love when they run over the sides like this. I think that's so pretty. So if you got something out of this, I would love to hear about it. Leave me a comment. A thumbs up would be awesome. And subscribe. I'll be doing lots more. Thank you. Go be creative now.